How's it going? Nice to see you again on a glorious day. Welcome back for another beach talk. Now, a number of years ago, I was lucky enough to work in Israel for a couple of short stints. And on our weekends off, myself and my two colleagues had the chance to see a bit of the country. Israel, Jerusalem, West Bank, Dead Sea, all that stuff. Now, it was back in 99, so the whole period was a bit more peaceful and settled. It was a great time to actually just step into that world and get to see some of it. Now, one of the places we went to, sitting on a wall in a town, the West Bank, and I was sitting a little further away from my two colleagues. We were on a bit of a bus tour day trip from Tel Aviv. And there was the usual street hawkers were out. I should say at the time, these guys really hadn't developed the soft skills that some street hawkers are blessed with. It's quite aggressive. Maybe it's softened over the past 20 years. We got back to chatting to the guys and they were saying, so did you buy anything? And I was saying, well, I didn't buy anything. And they were saying, how could you not have bought something? I was going, well, this guy was trying to sell me a belt and I told him I had one. And then he tried to sell me a wallet and I told him I had one as well. And the guys were saying, rosary beads? And I said, yeah, I told them I had them back at the hotel. So I kind of just used that line when I was traveling. If I just don't want to buy from somebody, I just tell them I already have one. And mixed results maybe, but it's quite an interesting one that I've always used. Now, one of the key things, I guess, is in the world of own your numbers and being an FD, I get to talk to so many people who have problems, and it's always great to be able to talk through those problems. But if someone comes to me with a solution, well, I'm not going to sell you something. That's why I guess I started this whole process from setting up a strategy call or a discovery call. It really is always just to understand, firstly, how do you feel? And then secondly, what's the number one financial stress that you have right now? Because if I can solve that, brilliant. But if you've already got a solution or you don't have a problem at all, well, lovely to chat and all that, but I'm not going to sell you anything. Now, we live in a world of people who, especially on LinkedIn, will connect and sell almost too uncomfortably fast for myself, and many others will comment on it. You can still see that from a selling financial services or your own business, this whole idea of building a relationship or building an understanding should be all centered around, do they have a problem? Do they have a belt? Do they have a wallet or rosary beads? You get the idea. Yeah, so from that point of view, I mean, I've been super chipped from one experience in the West Bank of someone selling me something that I did not need because I had one. Carried that through and still inspires me that when I land on a discovery call with somebody, they've at least landed because they have a problem and they'd love to chat, not want to be sold something that they don't need. So there you go. If you've got a favourite street hawking experience where you have either bought something you don't need and you still got it in your house, I'd love to know what it is. If you've been able to stay away or you've used another avoidance technique for street hawkers, or those LinkedIn people that just connect and sell in a blink of an eye with all the passive-aggressive follow-up messages. I'd love to have your examples from a beautiful evening. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers for now.